Okay, so this is how I turned my boring white fridge into a beautiful blue color for just $20 in about 2 hours of time. I bought contact paper for $10 a roll. First, I cleaned my fridge as best as I could so the paper would have a smooth surface to attach to. Then I measured out each section. You know the saying, measure twice, cut once. I struggled a bit and then I called over my husband to help me peel and line the paper just right on the fridge. I smoothed and peeled and smoothed and peeled and carefully covered the fridge piece by piece. This side was a lot easier because I had gravity working with me. The front was harder because I had to figure out how to get the contact paper around my fridge handle. And then I realized I could take the fridge handles off, and that literally made everything 100 times faster and easier. With the handles off, I was able to do the same thing. Peel and smooth and peel and smooth. And boom, about 2 hours later, I turned my boring fridge into this fun, awesome pop of color.
You know that one thing in your kitchen that drives you nuts? Mine was my pots and pan lids, so I made these. I applied them with a 3M strip, and it's just 3 pieces of wood. If you want more home decor and DIY hacks, follow me on Instagram at KendraFoundIt.
So today I tried the baking soda trick on these soap dispensers for the van that I found at Dollarama for $3. I mixed together the paint and then added the baking soda, and honestly I couldn't get the color right to save my life, so I ended up painting them white and then added this speckled effect with just some brown paint that was watered down slightly. Next up, I wanted to spray paint the lids black. I found this trick a really good way, so I didn't spray paint the bottom straws or tubes or whatever those are. But anyways, here's the final look. I'm really happy with the way they turned out, and I think they're gonna look great in the van.
All right, so I'm gonna show y'all how to make those perfect lines on your kitchen cabinet. You can do this with your existing cabinet, especially if your drawers are crooked, but you guys need to cut yourself some spacers. I've got 2 in here, and you want all of your gaps to match. So the side, the front, I've got this clamped up so I can put it in my drawer. Now, if y'all are putting new drawer faces on, I recommend drilling your holes for your handles a little bit bigger, putting your spacers down, setting these up, and just making sure everything gets lined nice and perfectly. So also a little tip is, one thing that comes real in handy is this crate clamp. It holds everything on. You can use whatever clamp you guys want, but it's really gonna ensure that we get that perfect line every time. So hopefully this helps some of you guys looking to either straighten your kitchen or put on new faces like I've done here. Here's a cool little jig I made just to make sure I'm getting a straight line. Also, this tile cutter is the best. You can pick them up at Home Depot for like $20. They're super easy, don't require any power, and they're quiet. So that screw I put in there is meant to keep that lower tile from moving outward. As you place these diamond-shaped tiles or these picket-shaped tiles on top of the lower section, it's going to push those lower tiles outward. So that screw is going to ensure that those aren't moving as we put more and more tiles on top of it. So hopefully this helps y'all as you're doing tile yourself.
This is how I organize under my sink. I replaced my bin with this huge Lazy Susan. I used command spray hooks on the door, bins for my cloths and my trash bag, and this adhesive bin for my dishwasher pods. I labeled everything. Everything's linked in my Like to Know It.
Life hacks you'll thank me for, part 3. If you need to soften butter quickly but don't want to melt it, put some boiling hot water in a glass to heat the glass, then dump out the water and flip it over your stick of butter. In just a couple minutes, you'll have nice softened butter. If you want to keep Grandma's homemade cookies soft, just put a slice of bread in the container with it. Works like a charm. Do you have a pair of jeans where the zipper just won't stay out? Simply use a key ring from one of your keychains, slide that through your zipper, and then slip that over your button before you button your pants. Problem solved.
Are you having trouble finding a place to store all of your kitchen wrap? Well, I'm going to show you an easy way to make it functional and look nice. What you're going to need are some of these command clips and a dowel rod. Pick the back of a pantry door or a kitchen cabinet and take your command strips and stick them level to the back. Then all you do is take your dowel rod, stick it through your wrap, and hang it up like this.
Three cooking hacks that I learned in restaurant. The first is probably my favorite. I love my wood cutting board, but I use this one way more. Problem is, these plastic ones slide too much, so you gotta take a wet paper towel, put it underneath, and it won't slide anymore. Next, this one's really useful. If you put your chicken into a freezer baggie and then use the pounder, you don't have to clean the pounder. Cleaning pounders sucks. This one is a really useful one as well. Some people like to put the raw chicken directly into the egg wash, but this really isn't the best option. If you put it in flour first and then the egg wash holds way better, and then your breadcrumb holds way better. And that's it.
I'm going to show you how to keep your herbs fresh for weeks. I've got cilantro and scallions here. Wash and dry them really well, and then trim off the bottom 2.5 inches of your scallions. Don't throw those away. Peel off the outer layers of your scallion, and then you're going to want to trim just the tips, and you can discard those. I've got some cilantro here, and I'm just trimming off the bottom inch. Toss that, save the stems. That's where all the flavor's at. In an airtight container, line it with clean paper towels, and then place your herbs right on top. You're going to take another paper towel or two, smush it in some water, wring it out, and lay it over the top, and then seal it in an airtight container. This acts like a misting system at the grocery store. They'll last for weeks.
typological.